Hello, good day once again. And to continue with our topic, we are now on the discussion of the short I sound. For most of us Filipinos, the short I is one of the most difficult to pronounce because we are used to pronouncing our kind of I, which is a bit harder in nature, like bakit, uh, sino. So the e in Filipino is quite hard, but the short I sound in English is quite different because it's a bit softer. So it somehow sounds like a schwa sound. Okay, so the thing also with this sound is it takes on you most of the time the e spelling as it sounds. So somehow this poses another problem for us Filipinos because we are we tend to pronounce the letters based on the spelling. Kung anong baybay, siyang bigkas. So for example here we see the word noted, noted. Okay, so since this is an e, most of us would pronounce that as eh. So we read it as noted, wanted, or guided, which is when we talk like this among ourselves, no one would correct you or no one would even care. But with native speakers, we have to be aware that the sound should be id, should be noted, wanted or wanted, guided, decided. The same with the es endings. It has to be pronounced as is. Okay, remember is. So you don't say catches, but catches, searches, wishes, is, his. So most of them or all of these lines here are supposed to be pronounced as Z. Then we have the bin. Imagine that as bin, bin, beard. So it's not bird, but it's beard. Legit. So the li and jit sounds the same. Envision, enable, beneath, city, it, gym, synapse, village. So it's not village, but it's lidge. Voltage, pilgrimage. So it's not mage, but midge. So we have damage, message. So it's not message. No, lineage, language, guilt, build, teardrops. Okay, so what else? Okay, moving on. We have the schwa sound. The schwa sound can be found in all the vowel sound spellings, or all the vowel spellings like A, E, I, O, U. So that makes it very confusing. So this is a very American sound, and even though some Filipino dialects have this sound, no, so but very few, only the minority groups. Okay, so you simply pronounce the schwa sound as uh. It's like blowing a quick air from your mouth without moving your lips or without moving your mouth. You simply just blew the air quickly from your mouth. You say so there's no movement whatsoever. There's no stress between the cheek muscles. So you say a car, an an apple, an egg. Okay, the. If it's followed by a consonant, so you say the. If it is followed by a vowel, remember in the previous lesson, it should be the. Excuse me. Then we have about, against, abort, announce. So we have two options with the third line. We have two options for pronouncing that. You can say behind or behind. You can say butter, budget, So the budget, the U and the E have the same sound. Sounds awkward, but if you look at the dictionary, they have the same symbol. It's an inverted E. So budget, culture. You don't say culture. It's culture, commit, communicate, contribute. So with the com, sometimes it's pronounced as ka. You drop the o, but most of the time it's pronounced as schwa, depending on the word. Okay, so commit, you don't say, but very seldom you pronounce that as an o, like commit or communicate, which is something that we are used to doing as Filipinos because of its spelling. But um, this is where we are wrong. So we have to get used to pronouncing that using the schwa sound as k, come, commit, communicate, contribute. Okay, so we also have one word schwa sounds. Actually, when you study the IPA International Phonetics Alphabet, there are two types of schwa sounds. Three types actually. Oh no, it's four types. But in the dictionary, in the Webster's dictionary, they only take one symbol. Okay, so but here we have schwa sounds that are without stress, or we call it unstressed syllable, and the others are with stress. So usually when it's a content word like a noun or a verb, and it's a single syllable, it is pronounced in a stressed manner, like this one. So even though they have different spellings, they have the same sound. It's son, referring to male child, or sun, referring to a heavenly body. Okay, so we also have some, same sound as sum, and we have one, love, dove, done. So you notice my lips when I pronounce that. It doesn't my jaw doesn't move, or my cheek muscles doesn't move, so it's just relaxed. So I just pronounce the letters as they come out of my mouth without moving my jaw. So for example, we have sun, sun, some, one, love, dove, done. So my 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 jaw here doesn't move. So you notice the difference between done and gone. So when you say gone, you have to drop your jaw. Done but gone. Okay, that's the only difference they have. And then schwa endings, schwa as used in most word endings. So we have here ends. So you notice here the ence and the ance, though they have different spellings, they have the same sound actually at the end of the word. So obedience, yins, adherence, coherence, significance, hindrance, entrance. So this is quite challenging because we see an E here, so there's a tendency for us to pronounce the E, obedience. And here we see the A, so there's a tendency for us to pronounce the A sound, significance. So it's like that, as a way of habit. But here we are corrected that both of these syllables are sounded the same. So obedience, significance. Well, there should be no difference between the two words. Adherence, hindrance, coherence, entrance. So you don't say entrance, but entrance. Here is a very common mistake as well, since separately as a word you pronounce that as an eight. So somehow when you see that spelling in a word, we imitate the sound. So we say delicate. Okay, so which is wrong. because when this spelling is usually put at the end of a word, it is sounded as kit. So you say delicate, predicate, climate, accurate. So you don't say climate, but it's or accurate. It's accurate. So it's like RIT and this is like MIT. Okay, so and many other words of that nature. Then we have mint. Of course, because of the E, we tend to pronounce it as meant, a soft E. But it should be pronounced as schwa. So that is not meant, but mint, mint, agreement, judgment, development. Okay. Okay, here are other schwa endings. So we have the ism. So you have to pronounce it as a Z. Cubism, activism, liberalism. This one is ION. So if it is followed by a single S, you should pronounce this as ZH, vision, action, mission. If it is double S, then pronounce it as S, mission. It's not mission. Of course, that's a Filipino word with a Y spelling. But if it is English, then you pronounce it as mission. Okay, so the next line we have is those ending in LE. So we have eagle, gull. So it's not gol, it's not gel, it's gull. So table. So it's like a silent E at the it's from G to L, B to L there. So okay, so little, subtle, silent B, subtle. It's not subtle, but subtle. Whistle, whistle. Okay, with less as a word, we pronounce that as less. But as a suffix, it should be less. So hopeless, sadness. It's like an NIS. So speechless. Then we have full. So it's not full na U, but it's like F and L. Full, doubtful, faithful, wonderful. So can you imagine the less, the sound, the vowel sound here and the vowel sound here are the same. Speechless, doubtful. Can you imagine? It sounds crazy, but if you are to look at the dictionary for the symbols used here, it's just the same. It's an inverted E, schwa. So staggering. Okay, moving on. Okay, there we hear the sound, So it's either stressed or unstressed as well. So you don't rely on the spelling here. Most words when followed by R, they take on the schwa sound. Okay, for example here, you don't say wo, work. I have no work. No, it's just work, worker. Okay, but except for the word fork, Fork is really O, fork. Then we have color, color. You drop your jaw for the ka, but with the you don't say color. So they're not the same. So it's just color. Then motorcycle. So same sound here. So all of these have the same sound together. It's were, her, better, color, same as this. That word and this word have the same spelling. No, have the same sound. I mean, then we have mortar. You don't say mortar, it's mortar. Molar, solar eclipse. Here we have circus, stir. It's not steer, Steer is driving a car. It's double E. This one is stir. Ang panghalo is stirrer. And we have bird. New Hampshire is the name of a place. Okay, so sure. Then we have as courage, curry, or nurse. Okay, so English has become very confusing because of this spelling, or because of this sound, er. Okay, next we have the dotted, single dotted U. So with only one dot, uh, no, it's an O. Forgot, it's covered here in my screen. It's a dotted O. So the dotted O is similar to our Filipino equivalent of the letter O. It's O. So the thing is, most of these do not have the O spellings. We have the AL, the AW, and the OU, and the AR. So they are pronounced as O. So you say walk, silent L, talk, alter, wall, saw. So in this case, you ignore the W. Don't pronounce the W. You don't say so. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Uh, so it's saw. Okay. Same with straw. If you go in a restaurant, don't say pahingi ng straw. Okay, you just say straw. Then we have the law. I have a law for subject. And we have pawn, pawn shop, pawn paper. Then we have the launch. You don't say launcher, rocket launcher. No, it's launcher. Okay, author, haul, or hauler. Kanang dump truck that is used to haul sand or earth. So, hauler na siya tawag, dili howler. Okay, then we have or as core, sworn, and floor. Then this one is also pronounced as or, same sound. War, so it's not war, but war. Thwart and ward. But with the WRD, you say word. This one is ward. Okay, confusing, but that's how it is. Then we have the single dotted U sound. Okay, so this one is pronounced somehow it's like similar to our Filipino U, the Filipino U. Okay, like cook, book, shook, took. So it's harder than an O. So, but you don't protrude your lips too much. Just the lips is a bit relaxed. Cook, no movement from the lips. Foot, soot, could, would, should. Remember the song? If I could, then I would. Okay, so then we have good, very good, neighborhood, wood, then pull. So it's kind of quick, no? Pinakalit siya. Pull, full, bull, put, pure, push. So that's the single dotted U. It's really quite different from our vowels because the vowel U, because it's somehow quicker, shorter, and it's not relaxed. It's not tense. Okay, so we contrast that with the double dotted. When you see a double dot on top of the letter U, that means you have to protrude your lips. You have to pout your lips like you're about to give somebody a smack. You know? So you say, then you prolong the sound a little. It's like if the short U is, if the single dotted U is uh, 1 second or one count, this one is two counts. So you say blue, clue, Tuesday or Tuesday, chew, few, news. So it's acceptable to say news or news. Newspaper or newspaper are both correct. And we have juice, S lang siya. Juice, suit, fruit. But if you put an E here, that becomes sweet. So here it's just suit, like bathing suit. Okay. Other examples we have food, double O spellings. Goose, choose. What's the difference between goose and choose? Goose is pronounced as S. Choose is pronounced as Z. Then we have flu, butane or cure, Luke, February. Okay, so you notice the distinction here. This one is the double dotted. This one is single dotted. So there has to be a difference when you read them. You say that fool is never full. Again, that fool. So you notice the protruding of the lips. That fool is never full. Then when we say full, it's just relaxed. It's not protruded. Take a look at Luke. Please don't pull my leg into the pool. See? So that's the difference between the two. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be discussing the diphthongs. Okay, or on the next video. So for now, I leave it out there. I leave it with that lesson so that you'll be able to take it piece by piece and review it every day. You can also check other dictionary words that have the same sound. So, and get used to pronouncing it correctly. Okay, so if you're not sure, you can always click the speaker icon on the dictionary and it will say the correct pronunciation of the word. Okay, so we end here. Thank you for joining me in this short lecture, and I hope you uh, practice this by heart so that you will improve on your communication skills. So, God bless. Thank you.